An historic morning in the United States. Just moments ago, President-elect Joe Biden touching down in his new home of Washington, D.C. ahead of his inauguration tomorrow. You are looking at live shots from Capitol Hill as well, where tomorrow Mr. Biden will be sworn in as the 46th President of the United States. One person who won't be there, outgoing President Trump, who will shortly hear from for the final time in official capacities. His Vice President Mike Pence just tweeting his own farewell, thanking the American people for allowing him the greatest honour of his life. Lots happening in the next day or so. Let's go live to US correspondent Alexis Dace, who's in Washington, D.C. Lexi, we're getting an idea of what Donald Trump's farewell message might be.
We are, Carl, and any moment now we expect this farewell video message from Donald Trump to drop via the White House, but they have already released some excerpts from this farewell speech, part of which reads, "Our agenda was not about right or left, it wasn't about Republican or Democrat, but about the good of a nation, and that means the whole nation." Donald Trump also says, "As I prepare to hand power over to a new administration at noon tomorrow, I want you to know that the movement we started is only just beginning." And these excerpts were released shortly after we heard from an emotional President-elect Joe Biden. It was his final farewell from his home city of Wilmington, Delaware. He was visibly emotional, at one point wiping tears from his cheeks, talking about the state of Delaware, and the fact that that's where he met the future First Lady, Dr. Jill Biden, and that it's the state that gave him an opportunity to become a senator. He also paid tribute to his late son, Beau Biden, who died of brain cancer.
My family and I are about to return to Washington to meet a black woman of South Asian descent to be sworn in as President and Vice President of the United States.
And Carl, just in some breaking news, the office of Vice President Mike Pence has confirmed that indeed he will not be at Donald Trump's departure ceremony from Joint Base Andrews tomorrow morning. A significant snub on top of the fact that he will be at Joe Biden's inauguration tomorrow. And as you mentioned, Pence has tweeted thanking the American people. And in that tweet, there was a series of photos that he posted, none of which feature Donald Trump. Carl?
Lexi, thank you. We hope you can join Ali and I from 3 a.m. tomorrow morning for a 9 News special presentation of Joe Biden's inauguration. There'll be lots happening then too. Check your local guides for details.
Tennis stars are rallying behind each other this morning after the boss of the Australian Open slammed players for complaining about quarantine. Today, Melbourne reporter Christina Hearn has the details. And Chris, some players are still whinging.
Ali, that's right. I mean, we have had a lot of tone-deaf whinging from players on social media over the last couple of days, and calls from tournament boss Craig Tiley to stop complaining on social media simply didn't wash with world number 28, Yulia Putsaneva. She has posted on Twitter overnight some more pictures, some more video of mice in her hotel room with the comment below, "And what do you say now? I should not complain and just go to sleep." Earlier, she had held up a sign saying, "We need fresh air to breathe." Another big critic has been Spaniard Roberto Bautista Agut. He said that his hotel was like a jail cell and labelled the whole thing a complete disaster. But overnight, he has apologised, saying it was a private conversation and his words were taken out of context. World number 14, Johanna Konta, is currently in hotel quarantine. She isn't in hard lockdown, but she was trying to be diplomatic, saying it was a tough situation for all.
When you're first thrust into a situation that you weren't expecting, I think emotions are going to run high. So I think there's always going to be that initial sting with whatever's happened to you. So hopefully as the days go, things will settle down.
The tournament boss has implored players not to take it out on staff or the Melbourne community, but to complain to him directly. Ali?
OK, thanks, Chris.
An increase in COVID testing across Sydney could be the key to the easing of remaining restrictions across the city. Today, Sydney reporter Gabrielle Boyle is at Mrs Macquarie's chair. Gabby, good morning to you. Are we likely to see changes ahead of Australia Day?
Oh, Alex, it'd be wonderful to think that restrictions could be eased in time for Australia Day, particularly after we had such a low-key Christmas celebration, New Year's celebration here in Sydney, with many parts of the city in lockdown. Whether it happens remains to be seen, but what we know at the moment is our testing numbers are far too low, and that has the government and health authorities worried. Yesterday, we had less than 11,000 people turn out to get tested, and they really would like to see that number up around the 20,000 a day mark. So we have some significant increases to be made before we really see any restrictions eased. We're expecting to hear from the state government later this week on exactly what we will be allowed to do for Australia Day. Alex?
All right, Gabby, thank you for that. A driver accused of doing burnouts in his luxury car has been charged with multiple offences after the $100,000 Mercedes burst into flames in Sydney's west. Passengers filmed inside the car and on the street during the alleged high-speed show in Chester Hill, capturing the moment the engine blew up. The mask mandate in Greater Brisbane will end Friday, with authorities confident the hotel quarantine outbreak is now under control. Queenslanders won't need to wear masks in supermarkets, shopping centres or on public transport, but are encouraged to if social distancing is not possible. Masks are still required at airports and on planes. Victorians are being warned traffic chaos could be an unexpected side effect of the pandemic. A new report by Infrastructure Victoria shows traffic is on track to rise by up to 100,000 car trips daily in inner Melbourne. A decrease in people using public transport is also expected to slow the morning peak to an average speed of 20 kilometres an hour. A new documentary set to air in the UK features undercover footage of doctors from China admitting they were told to lie about the dangers of coronavirus when it first began to spread. They claim they were told not to tell the truth. The secret recordings also revealed virus deaths were reported as early as December 2019. And we've got breaking news right now. President Trump has shared his farewell message. Let's have a listen now.
National effort to rebuild our country, to renew its spirit, and to restore the allegiance of this government to its citizens. In short, we embarked on a mission to make America great again for all Americans. As I conclude my term as the 45th President of the United States, I stand before you truly proud of what we have achieved together. We did what we came here to do, and so much more. This week, we inaugurate a new administration and pray for its success in keeping America safe and prosperous. We extend our best wishes, and we also want them to have luck, a very important word. I'd like to begin by thanking just a few of the amazing people who made our remarkable journey possible. First, let me express my overwhelming gratitude for the love and support of our spectacular First Lady, Melania. Let me also share my deepest appreciation to my daughter Ivanka, my son-in-law Jared, and to Barron, Don, Eric, Tiffany, and Lara.
And we'll leave President Trump there, who is spending the last hours of his presidency there in the US.